The AI is getting better. The AI is basically able to pass the US examination of medical. Previews you know how to drive a car, you're driving and it stops somewhere, something happens to your tires. You need to know how to change the tires. Otherwise, you will end up waiting for somebody to come and change the tires. I spent like 18 hours a day and I made sure I was sitting at the office. It's about growth mindset. There is young people who give you feedback and you have to take that feedback and you have to improve yourself. It's like one person who said your slide is really bad.
Yeah.
And I took that insights and I became a better at building slides. And now I am a best slide developer.
Many students dreams of working in AI. How and where should they start? This is a big question that all students want to understand.
Everything can be done within 15-20 days. So if you have an idea, just go and build it.
What comes to you when you judge such events where, young minds exploring all novice ideas, thinking beyond boundaries, having no filters? How does it feel?
I feel awesome because I keep going to a lot of not just ideathons, hackathons, being a judge in bunch of events which is happening in all over India. And at LPU, it is very different. I know I felt the kind of idea which came from a first year student was really different. And the kind of vibe they had and the kind of idea they had, it was beyond anybody who is working in the same field would think. That, I mean, one word, what you said, right? It's awesome. Like it's kind of like, wow.
Okay. Now, you have been part of the AI world, and you have been there for quite some time. Now, what excites you the most about how it's evolving today?
So, one of the thing which I feel about AI is it's leveling the ground. And we discussed this yesterday as well in the summit. The the Perplexity comes up with a new browser. OpenAI comes up with a new browser. There was Chrome, everyone was using, and suddenly we seen two new browsers which is out there, and we have Edge, which is again going beyond its downloads and other things. So the things have changed, and search has become like a searching the Copilot in Microsoft or OpenAI search, which is happening. So people are moving towards different tools, and also now it is and we are in a such a situation where we can create different kind of products, similar kind of products, and yet have a market for it. And there might be bigger brands who are building it, but still you can have a separate product and a separate segment which can use this product.
Great. So, how did your journey with Microsoft for startups begin? Was it a regular thing, or was it something that was special that you envisioned that I want to be here? How it happened?
So Microsoft for startups started way back in my DigitalOcean days. Actually, in DigitalOcean, I was working with startup ecosystem itself, and there I was solution architecting with various set of startups which were part of the DigitalOcean cloud. And we were in the booths, and we had startup booths, and usually in various set of events there's DigitalOcean, there is AWS, there's Microsoft for startups, everybody. So after the event, we all used to have a chat, and we all we talk about different things and have coffees and other stuff, even though we are all competing there. But at the end of the day, we all have this different kind of conversations. And it started that time. And but then it's not necessarily I went into startup ecosystem directly in Microsoft. At Microsoft, I moved into strategy and investment role, and from a developer ecosystem. And post that, went back to engineering because I love engineering, and I spent time at the Reactor and Microsoft developer relations, and delivering a lot of shows and other stuff. But while I was doing that, I was also interacting with startup because there was nobody in India who was talking to startups, and I continued my DigitalOcean days conversation with the startups as well with Microsoft. And that's when things happened, and they had a role which was open in India, and I was the obvious choice because I was still talking to these startups. So move him to the Microsoft for startups, and there was a role for CTO there. and I became a CTO for Microsoft for startups.
Okay, okay. What's the most, I would say, fascinating startup or exciting startup that you have come across recently?
Bunch of startups. Yeah, I work with almost 200 plus startups, and a couple of them, which is Drishya.ai, which is focused on oil and gas industry, and there is August AI, which is focused on doctor in a pocket, and there are a bunch of other startups like Never Install, and I also work with a startup called it's basically Codant AI, which is for code review and automated code review. So there are a bunch of fields, and there are a bunch of things, and all of these are fascinating because these are new things which you never heard of, right? Because a pocket in and a doctor in a pocket you never heard of,
Never heard of.
and this is getting better, and the AI is getting better, and the AI which they have built is basically able to pass the US examination of medical. So that's the level of AI which is coming in.
Great, great. So that these are all what I would say, folk stories that you would have a phone where you can, put in your details and then the prescription would come out. But that's turning into reality with AI. Great. In your experience, that what's one trait that makes a startup truly stand out?
Yeah, and today's world, it's basically the person. So who is building it? So ultimately, it is about the person and the idea. That is what startups is all about. That's what I think. If you're building a startup, it's the personal branding which you have built.
Okay. Many students dreams of working in AI. How and where should they start? This is a big question that all students want to understand because everyone is fascinated. Everyone wants to, put their hands to AI. The basic idea is, should they start the old machine learning way where they start with supervised learning, unsupervised learning, NLP, deep learning, then they make their stint into AI. They can directly jump to LLMs, start learning LLMs, maybe adversarial networks and, that, or maybe straight away jump to, agents. What's the right way or what's the way to go about when I want to start AI?
So I am old school. I believe in understanding the depth. So basically, you need to understand what is machine learning is, even though you have LLMs and other things which is at your disposal, right? You can just use it. But as a student, if you are a computer science or a data science student, what I would suggest is go ahead and start with understanding of the machine learning basics from a machine learning perspective. But programming is again one more thing, which is don't jump into the models which is out there where it will help you to code and give you the code and all. Learn the programming first, and you yourself do the programming, and learn, get into all the basic stuff. Make your basic stuff strong, and then start using all of these things. Otherwise, you will just jump into the top level, and then you will end up not understanding the basic things, which is most required when failures happen. So basic things are required when failures are happening. It's very simple example which I give students is, how to drive a car. You all know how to drive a car. Yes. And then you're driving, and it stops somewhere. Something happens to your tires. You need to know how to change the tires. Otherwise, you will end up waiting for somebody to come and change the tires. This is the same example, right? If you know everything about the car, it's not just about driving. And when you are at the troubled place, you think skills will come and play.
Accelerator, clutch, brake and clutch are okay, the APC of car, or then you know to know P6 also. Great. That's good way to put it out there. I think the students will understand that. Now, how do you personally stay ahead in such fast changing? Because with AI and now how the landscape of IT industry is changing rapidly, how do you keep up with the pace?
So I do 2 to 3 things, and to keep up. One is I follow right set of people, so that you get information from them, either in LinkedIn or on Twitter, or on Instagram. The second thing is I follow all the major AI players, Microsoft, AWS, various set of tool sets which is coming, Codant AI, any tools which is out there, I just follow them so that any updates they are making, I get to know. And the third thing which everybody should be doing is, and this is my personal way of learning stuff, is basically uh, see where there is an opening to deliver a talk.
Okay.
Wherever there is an opening to deliver a talk, and apply for delivering a talk on any topic which you want to learn, even though you don't know about that topic, just apply for it. And if they agree to give you a time to deliver the talk, then you prepare the talk and deliver it. So that means when you're preparing for talk, you have to prepare, and there is a deadline to deliver it. And it's basically you have to go and deliver a demo. That means you have to do the hands-on and everything, and go and deliver this specific topic. And in that process, you're actually learning the end to end of that tool. And there are a bunch of people who will ask you questions, and first time when you deliver the talk of that topic, you are not the best.
Yeah.
There is bunch of people will ask questions, and I'll fumble, and I'll know, okay, these are the questions which will come from the audience, and I'll go and read about it. The second time or the third time, the same topic I am delivering the talk, I have full confidence of it, you know. And not necessarily, if you don't have a place to deliver this talk, you can obviously do it on a YouTube, or you can write about it as an article, or you can do something related to code. But you have to build a timeline that I want to do this publicly. So the moment you make this publicly, you are bound to deliver it.
So college is the right place. You can do it in your class. You can do it in a small forum. If you do not want to go big right away, you have that, plenty of ways to do it in a college. You can join a club, a technical club where you can do these talks. You can join the global communities like TEDx and all. And then, maybe at smaller stages, you can do that. That's putting yourself into a corner, strict corner that there's no way out. Now the only way out is by doing it. Great, great. So, what's your take on India's position in this AI global ecosystem right now with respect to AI innovation, and how would India stand out?
See, India is in a very interesting space. Okay, so we have the talent, and the thing is, talent has to be upskilled, and also we have a great set of founders who are staying back and building stuff. Not necessarily everybody is moving out, and they are like staying back. And one common thing I've seen in all founders when I meet in India is they want to build for India, and they want to do something in India, and their mindset is that, as they talk about India, India, India whenever they are when they are with me, and when we are discussing about something. So basically, that is the mindset, and we are in an interesting space. As I told you, it is leveling the ground. AI is leveling the ground, and students are now capable of skilling themselves with various set of resources which is available today, and then they can go ahead and build something in within India itself. Um, the interesting thing, another interesting thing which I have noticed now is um, colleges are also supporting the startup ecosystem. It was not the same, 5 years back or 6 years back, while we were working in startup ecosystem. But now colleges are fully in support for building startups. Like these ideathons were not happening as usual, usually, right? It was more of hackathons, and it was more of building small projects and everything. Now suddenly I see there is bunch of colleges doing ideathons and bringing in funding for it and other stuff. So which is the kind of change which we wanted.
Okay, so we are on the right track,
Yes,
basically.
yes.
Great, great. Now, the question that this one is the most sought after question by students in the student community, not just that, but a lot of people in tech community as well, I would say. Will AI replace jobs, or it will create more opportunities in the coming years?
I say it will create more opportunities. There is no job losses. It is skill. Basically, the person who gets upskilled is a person who is going to flourish. So skilling is very important. And another thing is, the most important thing is you have to build your own way of telling the skills that I know the skill,
I know this.
right? No, nobody knows that you are working on AI tools. Nobody knows you know this AI tool unless and until you go out there and talk about it in a very deep tech way in various formats you can do. But you have to do. That's one thing.
Now, you visit universities. There are students that reach out to you through multiple sources, Founders Hub, maybe LinkedIn. So if a very novice student comes to you with an AI idea, what's the first advice that you give to them?
When it is AI idea, first advice would be to go and build, because you can build now. You have a bunch of tools, get it out there, test it out, get the feedback, put it put it in the market.
Put it in.
Put it in the market. And because any idea can just grow now, because of the social I know social media, and then the AI tools which are out there. You can just build the front static pages and put it out there, get feedback, understand the market. Everything can be done within 15-20 days. So if you have an idea, just go and build it.
Great. Nowadays, these students, they have not gone through the brunt, but they feel that they're studying and it's most challenging part. But we want to talk about what was the most challenging part of your journey till date and how did you handle it so that the students understand that challenges comes to everyone. It's not that it does not come to the people at the top. They are there because of those challenges and how did they overcome it. Yes, that's what we need to learn is what was the challenge you do think for you is a bigger one and how did you handle that?
Yeah, I was in IBM in the product development. And those days, product development was not like today's a pace. It was one release used to happen in 6 months. We were slow. We pushed the code. Build used to take 6 hours. So the whole process was slow, and it was easy. And I was using those the tools which were built within my IBM. So the ecosystem, right? The tooling ecosystem is within the IBM. IBM will not use other tools and other stuff. Now, from there, I moved to a very different world, which is HCL, which is a service industry, which uses different tools and modern tools. So because we are solutioning for some big customer, and we are put in front of those big customer. Now I had to learn the complete public cloud, not the private cloud, and complete public cloud and use of big data. I never use big data because there is no access of big data, because I was a pure developer in IBM. But when I moved to HCL, I was a DevOps. I was into DevOps because I like DevOps and I wanted to do that. And I was just doing the CI/CD things in the IBM. And here it was complete solutioning, complete end to end, complete AWS, EMR, using those Hadoop and all, which was, I had no idea how to solve the problems in Hadoop, and I had to learn everything. So basically, I spent a lot of hours learning all of these things, even Ansible and all those things which were part of it. And it was a journey for me, because the process actually taught me that how fast I should be, how learning should go through, and it also gave me a kind of a skill, like I built a skill of learning things faster, because I had to use it in the job. So there is no option. So I spent like 18 hours a day, and I made sure I was sitting at the office even. And I was in Australia, by the way, when I was doing this. And in Australia, what happens is at 6 o'clock, why everybody is out, and I was sitting till 10 in the office, and you know, people were cleaning and other things, and they were asking me to go out. Security was asking, "Go out, why are you working?" So that's how it was. And so uh, the challenging part was to build up, right? Build your skills and solve those problems. And from then I started understanding how I should be reading stuff and how I should be delivering stuff and everything. Until IBM, it was easy. It was delivery was easy. Just code push and other stuff. The moment I moved to HCL, I started learning about delivering stuff in a proper way. That's the learning.
Okay. So that to put it out, and again in a yes or no, learning continues for life. Life. I hope still date for your job role also you're still learning.
Yeah.
And that's what we need to take talk to the young minds that learning. When we say it's an 18-hour work shift or a 20-hour work shift that you put in, it's not the work for the office. It's for your learning also that you put in.
Yeah.
So learning would be a continuous part of it and you would have to learn through it.
Yes.
Great. Now, there's another very important part, which is networking and mentorship. For students in the tech industry, how important it is to have networking and mentorship, you know, especially when they're young, as freshers moving into the industry, maybe starting trying to wake up startup, how important it is to have networking and mentorship.
It's the most important thing. Somebody told me your network is networking. So basically, your network is your net worth, because it can change anything, right? It can happen anything. But mentorship is definitely needed. I see. I moved from IBM to HCL from a different role perspective altogether, from a product developer to DevOps solution architect. Now, complete DevOps was not easy for me, right? It's because I'm very new to that role, and playing that role was a difficult thing. So there was Vishal Bian, who was
Shalvin.
Biani was the one of the HCL member there, and I was working with him, and I worked with him on a daily basis, learned things from him on a daily basis, and he helped me to understand all of these things on a daily basis. So you need a mentor. Mentor is everything, right? From either in Microsoft also, I have a mentor. In DigitalOcean also, I had a mentor. I mean, not necessarily your colleague has to be your mentor. Vishal Biani mentored me even when I was in DigitalOcean. So there is not necessarily your colleague. It's basically someone with whom you can talk and get insights, and work on that insights. The most important thing about mentorship is not just understanding, getting that insights and just going back home. You have to work on that insights, and because that person has gone through that, that is why he's telling you to do this, right? So you have to get insights from everyone. In fact, I have not even seen insights from the juniors also. So it's about growth mindset, right?
Yeah.
There is young people who give you feedback, and you have to take that feedback and you have to improve yourself. Um, it's like one person who said your slide is really bad, and I took that insight and I became a better at building slides. And now I am a best slide developer in the developer ecosystem. And I now know how to deliver talks with the slides with built very best in impactful ones, because he helped me to do it. And I took lessons from him to do that. So you should be open minded and take help from everyone and grow. And that's how you actually grow in your career.
Being open minded and having the growth mindset is the most important skill that someone can have. And if you have that at an early stage, nothing like it. So, there have a lot of myths about AI. Which one myth would you like to bust today and say this is a myth?
AI will take jobs.
Okay.
I think that is the big myth, because it's going to create more jobs, and jobs are getting created. If you look at startups today, there's bunch of openings which is coming, and most of them want skills which is AI related skills. That's it.
The job roles would be redefined.
Yeah.
The requirements would be redefined.
Yes.
So it's one substituting the other, not one replacing the other. Great. Finally, what one message you want to give to young innovators, students, you know, those who are listening to this podcast about how to go about things?
If you have an idea, just go and build it. Don't stop.
Yeah, okay. And now let's do a rapid fire. I'll say out words, and what first comes to your mind, you have to speak that. Okay, simple. Else, if you got certain words from your profile, what first comes to your mind is that you are going to throw. The first one is the word that is there everywhere. AI.
Jobs.
Business.
Um, Money.
Money. Innovation.
Help you.
Great. Leadership.
Both. I can startups, Microsoft, data. India,
Future,
India,
Microsoft.
AI,
Students,
future,
coding,
me.
failures,
Um, part of life,
success,
part of life.
technology,
SBU,
cloud,
Microsoft,
entrepreneurship,
India, India.
machine learning,
That's a good question. It's AI.
motivation,
um, you want me to quote something?
whatever that
Uh,
comes first to your mind.
yeah, early to bed, early to rise, and work like hell and advertise. That's a TED runner. His quote, which believe this is very important.
Destruction,
India,
vision.
in India.
Again, great. Thank you, Vivek, for taking your time being here, mentoring students, judging them, and then giving them this entire insight about how to go about the next things that they're thinking of, and giving them good insights on how to build their startup, how to strategize. That was way insightful for all of them. I hope this podcast would reach out to trader student community, and they will make the most out of it. Thank you for taking our time.
Thank you very much. Thank you.